Hello, guys and gals of the internet. I'm Sir Chaos of YouTube, and this is going to be a bit of an interesting dabble into, I guess, one of the Switch 2 launch titles, and it's one that I don't think has ever been done before. I'm trying to remember if anyone else has done a kind of exploring of a new game console like this. I don't think so. I think the Switch 2 Welcome Tour is probably the first and probably going to be the only one of its kind. I don't think the likes of Sony and Microsoft and whoever else, I don't think they're really going to dabble into this. But it's going to be an interesting kind of maybe half an hour to an hour. We'll see how we go here. This game apparently, I think, either has HDR settings or it's blacked out there. Yeah, welcome to the Nintendo Switch 2 tour. Basically, I think what this is you're kind of this little person on the screen and you just really get to walk around the Switch 2 console and you kind of get like a thing just telling you what it is. I think the one thing I would say about this is that it probably should have been a free title in hindsight. I don't think we should have paid £8 for it. I mean, to be fair, I think you do get to do some like mini game stuff inside the game somewhere, so we'll probably check those out. At least look at their appearance. Probably not gonna think too hard about what one to use here. There is actually quite a lot of options. We'll probably go for this guy here. He's not really the closest to me, but it'll probably do. Or maybe this guy. Have we got like, they got like a... Oh, maybe this guy, actually. Maybe this guy. We'll go this guy. You can't really get a kind of decent look at how... Yeah, I'm probably not going to think about it too. We'll go with this guy. You actually got to move to the gate, or it does itself. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like you're at an E3 or something like that. Look at that. Now that's cool. Is this the biggest Nintendo Switch 2 console you've seen or what? Here's your insight into what makes Nintendo Switch 2 console and its accessories tick. Take some quizzes and test your knowledge. Experience tech demos that show off the console features. I think I remember that, actually. So many mini games, yeah. Over Stamp Rally. Okay. Quickly hold B to run. So pretty much like Pokemon, really. Okay. So we're on the Joy-Con L area, I guess. So let's see if we can go on this button. Or if we can do something to do with it. Apparently these guys have speed holes. This place is massive. I know, right? This is pretty cool, I ain't gonna lie. I did like the look of this. You know, it was one of the kind of things like, oh, I actually want to check this out. Like I said, though, I don't really know how I feel about paying for it, but to be fair, it was less than a tenner, so I guess it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, since the touch conveys so much, really. This minigame will showcase some of the HD2 Rumble feature can do. I need to be aware that move the mouse from side to side and the vibration will change in strength. Right, where best vibration is the strongest. I think the thing is, right, I'm playing with the Switch 2 Pro controller, so you just have to press L on it while holding it like a mouse. I did do a test of the mouse on one of my days logging on Animal Crossing. I found it to be quite delayed, actually. But that could be just me. So here's this. This is the capture button. Did this thing popping out of nowhere surprise you? Don't worry, it's just a stamp. Okay. Booyah. It's not actually giving you a description of what it does. It's just there. Here's the Joy-Con. Let's take this quiz. We get to know all kinds of vibrations it makes, where it's located, and how it works. Here we go. Read all the HD Triple Rumble insights and then come back. Okay. Oh, so it actually shows you the controller as well. So it looks like the rumble's in the lower part of the controller as well. I guess. It's supposed to be... I think it's supposed to be similar to the haptic feedback in the DualSense, I want to guess. These are the HD Rumble parts for the Nintendo Switch 2 console. So actually, yeah, the Rumble's actually in the bottom of the Switch 2 controller. They're different from the HD Rumble parts for the Nintendo Switch console. So, okay. In fact, these parts have been custom built from the ground up. I didn't know that. Has been both the Joy-Con 2 controllers and the Pro controller. In order for them to fit, the parts had to undergo even further separate customization. Okay. I'm curious about how the Rumble feature works. It is created with magnets and an electromagnetic shift of weight. Rumble for older Nintendo controllers works differently. They're created by monitor spinning in a weight. So it's actually telling you what it's doing. With the Switch 8 console's HD Rumble feature and then the Switch 2's Rumble feature, the weight isn't spinning. Instead, it vibrates side to side at very high speed. Okay. To create different types of rumble. Okay. There's a range of intensity. Very weak vibrations with a gentle touch. Too much stronger vibrations at maximum strength. Okay. This will be used the whole time you're playing a game. However, the powerful rumble is reserved for specific moments where it makes most sense. So yeah, again, like the haptic feedback, I guess. Okay. Okay. Let's go. We found in the areas highlighted in the images. That would be the Rumble 2 parts, wouldn't it? Side to side. It could be both, I think. And the Joy controllers, what are the HD rumbles attached to? Oh. I wasn't paying attention to that one. think it was plastic on the front, wasn't it? No, the back even. I think it was the back, but I'm not sure. I can't even remember. Dude, I probably got that one completely wrong. Oh, boom! I got it right. Sweet. Even though I really wasn't paying attention to that last one. Pretty cool that this one has HDR. I find that kind of funny because that's why you saw the no signal on the thing there. That probably means it's gonna probably look very washed out. How does this have HDR when the majority of games on Switch 2 don't seem to have it? The only one I've noticed from the games I've played is Super Mario 3D World and Mario Kart World. This was a tech demo, right? In this tech demo, you get to shake the Joy-Con 2 controllers as if they were a pair of maracas. These big calculations are used to make beds of maracas behave like real beads. I probably should have taken these out. Can I do that? Give me a moment. There we go. Right. So I think I'm probably going to use the Joy-Cons actually, because I think they want you to actually use them. So I'm going to do this. There we go. Here we go. Move the beats around inside the maracas and see for yourself what HD Rumble 2 is capable of. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they really want you to use the Joy-Cons. So I'm probably going to use these for now. This is a bit requires shaking the the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Attach the straps and allow adequate room around you during play. 20 shakes with the bead-filled maracas. Okay. I haven't got the straps, but I'll just be like... Oh, yeah. Shake a rubber ball. Okay. I'm just shakes. As you can see, my left one is sucking because I'm right-handed. For, you know, obvious reasons. Cool. That was cool. You know, I've barely ever played with Joy-Cons so far. I think the only time we did was early on when myself and Tommy only had one Pro controller to play with. So I think I got the one that had the Pro controller, but I don't think Tom really did. You need to buy hers later. Okay. Collecting medals. That's cool, I guess. I've already got 5. Good for you, buddy. Let's try these mini games. I'm my first go on one of those mouse controls games today. I was sliding around like nobody's business. Yeah, let's try it. Okay. So if I move my main mouse out of the way, right, and then maybe this is a bit because you mouse controls. I guess if I... Oh, there we go. Okay. Booyah. Actually, it's not that bad in this one. Oh no! I think I did pretty well. Next medal left 4 seconds. Ah, I don't think I got a medal though. Let's try again. But yeah, it didn't actually do too bad. It actually felt rather responsive. In Animal Crossing, I felt like it was delayed, but mind you, in Animal Crossing, you're only using the mouse controls to... Fuck. Give one more chance. One more go. You're only using it to, like, decorate rooms with and stuff. Ah, shit. Okay. That's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. Right. So, check. Up button. Oh, okay. So they give you each thing gives you a different, like, stamp thing. So let's do that. And then let's do it here. So we've got a few other ones at the top that we've missed. That. Ooh, what's this? If you happen to come across any unattained items, please turn them into the info center. Okay. We'll do that later. Okay. We might have to do a good look around Area G, apparently. Oh, shit. Maybe on the cog on the right. I see that it's in charge of the camera settings. I found this. Pieces and lost property lying on the ground at exhibition grounds. If you happen to find any grey help, you can bring them here. Right. So there's... Oh, hang on. Here's this. The minus button. Around Area E. So I guess we have to complete everything on this page to do... Yeah, this left stick. There you go. There is something I missed. It's probably like the mouse, the kind of ZR, and yeah, it's these two. ZL. How are we gonna get it to check? Here it is. Booyah! Now we're getting somewhere. All right. Aw, there's a little kid here. That's awesome. You know what? This ain't too bad. It's pretty nifty. Here's the battery power things, I think. Or, basically, the second... I don't think it shows up on mine, but I think if you have a second pair of Joy-Cons, the second light will come up. And basically, that makes you, like, player 2. And go here. Area G. So does it want us to cross, or can't we do that yet? We gotta take this quiz. Oh, actually, wait. Oh, wait a minute. You can go down here. Look. Oh, okay. I got it. So they're the... Oh, it's the mouse foot. Okay. I thought that was... Excuse me, I thought that was the magnetic connector. Oh, okay, there's a release button. Lightly press the buttons to detach the Joy-Cons from the console. Yes, that is actually a quality of life improvement from the first Switch. Because the first Switch had you, like, slide them into the side of the console. And it was alright, but sometimes it would be a bit tricky. This new version of doing it is a lot easier. What's the SL button? What does the SL button do again? It's basically a trigger, isn't it? If you're in Joy-Con mode. The mouse sensor. Enter and check the service. Okay. Still missing one, probably from further back ago. Magnetic connector. Mechanisms are used to attach the Joy-Cons to the console. Yeah. Sync button. Oh, okay. I actually forgot that was a sync button. I haven't needed to sync them, I don't think. Probably apart from when we first got them, of course. This is pretty neat. I ain't gonna lie. Using mouse controls, the mouse feet make the Joy-Con controllers easier to move around. A few things left. Take this quiz. Find out how to attach the console. That it's possible to attach them back to front. Okay. Alright. So let's read these. Let's pay more attention this time. To detach the Joy-Con controllers from the console, simply press the release button and the controller will come off in an instant. Pretty much did. Okay. To attach it, just put it back in. It's a lot easier than the Switch 1. That is for sure. Both easy, both easy. Okay. Right. They stick together with magnets. Unlike for the Switch 1, there's no locking mechanism to prevent the controllers from being detached. The only thing keeping it connected is the force of the magnet. Okay. Here's an interesting fact about the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Each controller can be attached to either side of the console. Really? Now that I didn't know. They can even be attached back to front. Really? Now that I didn't know. Should always attach the Joy-Cons with proper orientation. They won't charge if they're not attached properly. That makes sense. Alright, so you can do it, but they just won't charge. I suppose that's a good thing, you know, if you do it on accident, then you're not at risk of breaking them, because they're made to do that way, they just won't charge. Where are the magnets? Actually, there are only magnets in the main body of the console. The controller doesn't have any. Really? The SL and SR buttons are made of steel. The magnets in the console attract the buttons, rather. Huh, that's cool. Alright. So I'm actually learning some stuff I didn't even know. Alright, let's do it. Volume 1. Which of the following is used to adapt the consoles? It's the release buttons. Telekinesis. That would be funny. Magnets, I guess. I would have said a unlocking mechanism, but that's the first one. Love. Aww. In which ways can the Joy-Con controllers be attached to the console? On either side only, back to front only, both of the above. It can be done all ways, right? What are the magnets? Where are the magnets to keep the Joy-Con controllers attached to the console? They're in the console, aren't they? Because that's what they said. Like, the magnets are actually in the console rather than the Joy-Cons themselves. I think. Booyah! Let's go! I'm a genius. Nah, I'm kidding. Alright. Yeah, I like these quizzes. I actually like these other things because they're making you teach about some stuff I didn't even know. So how much have we got left? Math. Alright, so we've got 2 buttons left. I'm trying to think. Probably the other side, isn't it? I think. Down here? No. We've already done those. What haven't we done on the left Joy-Con? Let me look. Yeah, we did the other little things, didn't we? The buttons at the side. Is there buttons like... Nah, there's something we're missing. I'm just not sure what. Unless it's hold on. Dodge the spike balls and find the strongest rumble along a line. That's the mini games. Oh, okay. I think there's something over here, but I don't think we can do it yet. Area G, where is that? It's not here, is it? So you actually have to kind of find the bits and pieces you need to progress. But I'm not entirely sure what other buttons I'm missing right now. I can't say I've seen it around. Back here? We already did both of those, didn't we? So I guess we can't go into that other area until we've probably moved to the other Joy-Con. I can't think. Hold on. This minigame will showcase some of the what HD2 Rumble can do. No, we did that, didn't we? Did we do that? I think we did. I think we did this already. It's this one. But I don't know whether they want us to do that or not. No, that was... Oh, that was the demo. Right, so... we probably got to do this game over here. Alright. Here we go. So... requires mouse controls. So let's do that. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling it. It's definitely around here. There. Oh. It gives me the points. All right. Cool. This is neat. I'm not gonna lie, this is very neat. Let's try again. I don't know whether... probably put... yeah, let's put it somewhere else for now. Right. Dang it. Next medal was 12. Oh, okay, so I think I got them then. Alright. Cool. Oh, I didn't do the other one because I didn't complete it. Ah. Sweet. Part 2 is now open. Now grant you access to this minigame and complete at least 7 medals. Oh. So can we go across here yet? I guess not. Stabs in area A. Right. Oh, I see. So you need to find literally everything before you can move on. So there is actually like some, what's the word? Incentive to do everything, which I like actually. I'm just not really sure. It's got to be down here, isn't it? It's got to be like, unless it's the quiz. Sensors. Okay. Mouse controls. Be used as a mouse, it allows you to play games with a cursor. Do more with these controls, more than just pointing and clicking too. Isn't the My Mario that came out? Isn't that like to be a big game with the mouse controls? If you're using it as a mouse, you might find it more natural to hold a Joy-Con like this, which I do. Most mice are typically designed to be used on desks or tables. The Joy-Con 2 mouse controls, however, allow used on other surfaces, such as a pair of trousers, depending on the fabric and use case. This means that you don't always have to be near a desk or table surface. Nice. I'm using my desk to do it, by the way, because obviously I finally got a mat, like a big mat that takes both the keyboard and mouse. So a mouse is. Oh, is that what I missed? No, I think I put that one up. Actually, black and white cameras with a resolution for handle of pixels. Yep, I see it. Yep. And fewer pixels than the IR motion camera on Nintendo Switch console's right Joy-Con controller. Oh. What is that? Oh, it's probably just for that. Yeah. You see it fewer than the old Game Boy camera. I didn't even know the Game Boy had one. They check the surface they're on to see which direction they've moved and how much. And then it's translated into mouse movement. They can capture thousands of photos in a single second. There's a host of other things it can do. For instance, the gyroscope and mouse controls can work together to determine which direction and by how much you've tuned something. This means you can use the mouse controls to grab, rotate, alters, and negate. Yep. Both have built-in mouse sensors, so two people can play together with mouse controls. You can even control two mice at once. Wow. Cool. Alright. Probably gonna fail because that was a lot of information. By moving around a cursor. By nibbling on cheese. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't need to be a mouse anymore. I was in the mouse. Doesn't have to be used just on your lap. Which number area on the Joy-Con shown indicates the mouse sensor? Well, one's not it. It's 2, isn't it? Because 4, I think, is the sync button. And 3 is... I think that's just the battery thing, isn't it? What does a gyroscope allow you to do with the Joy-Con controls? You can send the mouse on fact-finding missions. You can locate nearby sandwich shops. Okay. Rotate what you grab with it. That was an easy question because the answers were all wrong. Booyah. Oh, okay. I think have we completed it? Oh, oh wait. So we've done all the insights, I guess. We still need to do. We still need to do the area. I still don't know what these two are. Is it like it's on the left Joy-Con, so done those. Is it back here? No. Why am I struggling to find this shit? Oh, here it is. Oh, the payer LED, right. So we've done that. See, I thought that was already done. I thought that was one of these. I'm stupid. These look already marked. So, is it here? In that corner? You see the black thing in the corner? Is that not it? Huh. See, I thought this was something. Because I guess it's not. Nope. They can't let us in yet. I don't know where this is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. It's the capture button. Oh, oh! I missed the fucking right button. What an idiot! Booyah! Right. So now we move on to this area, I guess. Cool. So let's look. I think it was only like one mini game. Still can't go here yet, right? Area G. Booyah! Area B is up ahead. Can be a touch slippery, so watch your step. So we're on the... I think we're on the console screen. Yep. We're on the console area. They've even got the Switch 2 kind of controller thing on here. You can learn about the Switch 2's console screen. Provide how to clear and smooth the display as well as the concepts like HDR, VIR, 120Hz and more. Alright. A crisp and detailed screen. If you could zoom in really close to the screen, you'd see that it's made up of lots of little dots. These dots are called pixels. They are 1920 horizontally and 1080 vertically to be precise. It's also called 1920 resolution. That's 2.25 times the resolution of the original Switch console. In fact, it's the highest resolution ever used on a Nintendo console. Really? Even the Wii U didn't do it. I thought the Wii U would have. Huh. I mean, I can understand the handhelds, but surely by the Wii U you would have thought they'd do it by then. But better late than never, I guess. Not that it matters. Because like I've said probably in a Mario Kart video or somewhere down the line, Nintendo doesn't ever compete graphically. They stick to the games for the most part. They don't ever really try to compete graphically. They try to make, well, games, really. The smallest of any Nintendo console to date. Having the most pixels and the smallest pixels provide a crisper and more detailed screen. You may have noticed already, but the switch to console screen can display some very bright light. Devices capable of this are said to be HDR compatible for high dynamic range. Nintendo Switch console has approximately 16.77 million different light and color combinations. In games that support HDR, it's now possible to display strong bright light. Oh, that's not wrong. It's so bright it gets washed out, especially on recording. So here's a non-HDR image, which you guys can barely fucking see. It's so bright. And then this is out until HDR is used. There's very little difference in brightness between the most vivid parts of the explosion and the area around it. This is Breath of the Wild, by the way, I think. Or is it Tears of the Kingdom? Which one is it? I haven't played either. All that said, HDR shouldn't be too bright to look at comfortably. Nintendo Switch 2 console screen can change images at high speeds, up to 120 times per second in fact. So we can say that the screen is 120 Hz compatible. Faster the images change, the smoother the movement will appear. I don't know if there's been any games that do 120 yet. Oops, sorry. I'm not sure. There might have been. Changes up to 60 times per second, so 60 is the norm basically at this point. Okay. Maybe this is 120 frames actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It might be, actually, now that I think about it. Mouse movements appear smoother. Looking around the control stick will feel smoother. Going down the screen will look smoother. You get the idea. In especially fast-paced games, seeing things even a split second sooner could give you a very slight advantage. Huh. Whoa. Oh yeah, this actually might be 120 frames now that I'm thinking about it. That's choppy. You could also say the screen is VRR compatible. Playing a game and a lot of character models appear on the screen, that the frame rate can become choppy. Here's what's happening. Oh yeah. These images aren't ready in time for when it's meant to be updated on the screen. Let's say the image was previously changing 60 times every second. Even a slight delay would skew the timing. Okay. So in games that support VRR, the image on the screen changes as soon as the next image is ready. Even if it takes a little bit longer and the image changes 55 times per second instead of 60. It's far better than suddenly dropping half the rate, so it's less likely to feel choppy when you play. So, I wonder what games do VRR. I'm assuming that probably Mario Kart World and the Zelda games probably take the most use of all this new stuff. That's a guess, though. I mean, I guess we'll get a better kind of... Actually, to be fair, I'm trying to think if Animal... I don't even remember Animal... Like, because I'm playing all these new games, right? Animal Crossing, you know, Mario Wonder is going to be the first time I play, all that kind of stuff. I didn't play them previously on the Switch, so I don't actually know if there's a difference or not. Animal Crossing's been out for like 6 years, and I only got into it like beginning of this year. More than display images, but also touchscreen. So, are they saying the screen is HDR 120 as well? Because if they are, that's impressive. I mean, I remember them mentioning it at the Direct, obviously, but I don't know whether they mentioned it was the screen or output display. But they seem to be talking about the console here. Yep. The screen can tell the position of up to 10 fingers at the same time. Huh. Okay. Whee. Hi. Alright. Let's go. So they're called pixels. Pickles. Okay, just bright light, I guess. Right? Okay, so maximum number of times the existence console can be changed from one picture to the other. That's 120. And VAR. That's funny. VAR. That's hilarious. 10. VAR. That's hilarious. Booyah! Let's go. Alright. So, what's this? It's probably a minigame. Check it out. This minigame, you'll be asked to work out the distance between pairs of videos. The image shown on the screen you play a game changes rapidly. Recall the rate changes to the frame rate. Okay. The higher the frame rate, the smoother the game will look. On the Switch 2 console, the frame rate can reach up to 120. So they are talking about the console here, aren't they? Wow. See, I knew they mentioned it at the direct, but like I said, I didn't catch on that they talk about the console, but they're talking about the actual console. So you can take. Does that mean you can take the console out of the dock and it does it? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I doubt it. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Oh, here we go. So now it's gonna be kind of normal screen for a bit. Stick and button controls. Alright. Okay. I'm not very good with this, so I'm gonna get these wrong. I think that was 20. It didn't look that slow though, that looked kind of smooth. Oh, right, okay. Got it. That was 120 again, yeah. Yep. That's what I thought. I think they're all gonna be like highest frame rate, aren't they? Ooh. 40 or 120? Oh, I'm not entirely sure. Oh no, I got it wrong. Yeah. See, I wasn't really sure about that. Now, will they change it? That's the question. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna change it. So I just need to remember what I did before. Yeah, it's definitely 120, I think. That didn't look like 40. I wouldn't have guessed. Oh, that's... Oh! That faded me out. You scrubs. You fade me out. Yeah, it's smooth. Yeah. That's lower. That's a lower frame rate. That's 30. Yep. That's lower. That's the 40. Yep. There you go. Oh, that was smooth. But was it 120 or 60? Yeah, that was really smooth. That was smooth as well. Really? Oh, I wouldn't have been able to tell that. I'll try again. Sometimes I can't tell. That I can tell. I could definitely tell. It's 60 and 120. I can't really tell. Yeah, that's low. That's 30. I sort of get it, but... Oh, that was higher than 40, yeah. For sure. I think that was 60. Ah. I fucking suck. Yeah, let's leave that. See, when it gets to like 60s and 120s, then I start struggling to tell which one is actually which. Part 2 is available. Okay. You need 29 medals for that. What's this? This is a tent demo. These 2 medals you've got there. Okay. Sweet. The this HDR experience. By producing heaps of color and light. Explosions, nice hits, all that kind of stuff. Will look bright and shiny on screen. That with TVs, the brightness is going to depend on your TV's HDR capabilities. So this is his light sticks and button controls. Okay. So, press. Oh, yeah. So, pause 3 times stream fireworks. Okay. Okay. See a firework with the Nintendo 2 Switch logo on it. It's pretty neat. Boom. Oh, I get it. Okay. So, A and B, like... There it is. Boom. That was cool. It's changing a little bit, but it's not really that much. Boom. I already have 10 of them. Good for you, buddy. Right. So let's, can we do the same that we did for the first one, or? There it is. So, this is the speaker. The L speaker. The R speaker is probably over here. Oh, wait a minute. Air intake. USB Type-C connector lower. Yeah, that makes sense. to the other speaker, I guess. And intake lower right. Huh. Speaker R. There we go. You learn about the Switch 2 console speakers. How to make sound of their inner workings. Okay. Booyah. Boxed up speaker part. Speaker parts haven't actually changed. They're the same speaker parts that we used on the Nintendo Switch OLED model, which I actually had at one point. But they function a little better on the Switch 2 console. They produce more accurate sound. The speaker parts are placed in a box. All sides of the box were tightly sealed except for the front. If there's a gap where sound can leak out, it may cancel the sound from the front, or it may come out muffled. The sound may be distorted and may not come out as intended. Even though the Switch 2 console uses the same speaker parts as before, by sealing the gaps tightly, the sounds come out more accurately. Huh. If you look at the box containing the Switch 2 speaker parts, you'll see that there are sponge cushions there, above and below the box, firmly sandwiched. Other parts won't shake around along with the box. Other parts were to end up shaking, the sound would get muddied and wouldn't come out as intended. Okay. Play data accurate sounds. Speakers are parts that turn data into sound. But when that sound enters your ears, for various reasons, it doesn't sound exactly like original data. In order to make the sound close to the original data, the sound is processed before it's played with the speakers. During development, we recorded and analyzed the sound of the speakers, and calculated the console should process the sound in advance. Faster computer. Okay. It actually slopped diagonally downwards a little. But by processing of the sound, we managed to make it sound as if the speakers were facing forwards. Okay. Cool. Let's go. Right. They were filled with water. They were punched with tiny holes. Metal plates, right? Thin slices of bread. This is funny. Ooh. Is it diagonally downwards or forwards? I think it was diagonally downwards. I could be wrong. I may be wrong on that one. Yeah. It was the last one. Screwed me. My bad. So yeah, it was straight ahead. I don't know why. I just had downwards in my head for some reason. Not sure where that is. Close pegs. Straight ahead. Or is it backwards, actually? Oh! Just gonna have to go for inside. Oh, I messed up the second one. Shit. I need to read this again. Sponge. Oh, god dang it. It's pushins. Alright, so let's read this one again. Sound. Switch to console or to make sound close to the original data. Let's reverse flame through the speakers. Fountain high quality. They actually slope diagonally downwards. Oh. Seekers are facing forwards. Right. I was getting the second one wrong because it was cushioned. I'm stupid. Wasn't paying attention. Vision. I don't know why I picked metal plates for. I'm an idiot. Was it diagonally downwards or was it forwards? Alright. So it was the second one I was getting wrong the whole time. I suck. This is why I don't make consoles. I suck. Okay. Fair enough. Let's take this quiz. Oh, we got some more parts. Is there something down here? No. I think there's something here. It's magnetic. Apparently not. Apparently I can't do that. This why it's U-shaped. Okay. The stand insights. Yeah. There are actually only one insight in this particular case. Oh, right. It's the stand, isn't it? Yep. Stand is much better than it was on the first console, that's for sure. Nintendo Switch 2 console stand has different shape from the Switch console. Pictured here is the OLED model. I don't think the OLED model was that different. I can't remember. I didn't really have it for long, to be fair. If I did, I didn't really play on it much. Because like I said, I woefully underplayed the Switch 1, and that's why I've been playing the heck out of the Switch 2. Of anything I really want to, because I want to make up for it. Because I actually like these two consoles a lot. And what they can do, they can take them anywhere and stuff. Summertime Mini Games are probably going to go on a recent trip soon. And it's like, we're going to take both of those, both the Switch consoles with us. We'll only take one of the docks because we only need one. But yeah, I don't think we ever did that with the Switch 1. So that's proof of what I was saying. Various changes such as making the fan and battery bigger and adding in the new antenna. Huh. Okay. It's made of aluminum alloy, which is light and robust. It's as robust as 7075 aluminum alloy, a material used in airplanes and spacecraft. Damn. Alright. Booyah. So, U-shaped. There's a Wii U thing there. 7075. Booyah. I thought I got that wrong. I was like, what? Alright. So, have we actually found the stand yet? Mind you, can we even get to the stand from here? Oh, sweet. Look at that fully zoomed out thing. That's cool. Okay, so this is where all the buttons will be. Look. There's, what's this? This is the microphone. I thought I had a microphone. Microphone can also remove background noise. Forgot about that. So this is the game card slot. Yep. I use that a lot. I have only one digital game, and it's Pokemon Fire Leaf Green. That's the only digital game I own. Everything else is cartridge. What's that again? That's the audio jack. Yep, I use that a lot. USB-C type connector upper, so it's got two. It's going to be used to charge the console, connect the camera more, yeah. Air vent. There's the power button. Oh no, the brightness sensor. Huh. That's new. I didn't even know I had that. Here's the volume buttons. Boom. And here's the power button. Boom. Alright. How much have we got left? We've got 2, 3. But they're probably on the screen. Somewhere. Oh god. Fell over. I mean, there's that thing yet. Oh, microphone. Yeah, I found about noise reduction, noise level balancing, and more. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. Right. In Switch 2 console, there's a built-in microphone designed to improve the game chat experience. Aside from the microphone, the console also contains a chip which makes your voice easier to hear. Thanks to this chip, your voice should come out clear even when you're only chatting as you play. I think it actually does, to be fair. Oops. I did this already. The console's chip is designed to make your voice easier, and it does so in a number of ways, by getting rid of the noise around you, for instance. It does this through a process called noise reduction. Switch 2 console uses a special form of noise reduction that's been customized for playing games. The noise reducing function doesn't just allow your spoken words to be heard more clearly, it is also designed to preserve and convey any mood and emotions. Okay. Take the sound chip of clapping. If you just wanted to convey words, this sound would be treated as noise and removed. Oh. We've managed this so that the clapping doesn't get removed, and you immerse in the vibrant, positive atmosphere. Sweet. Okay. The console's chip, which is designed to make your voice easier to hear, removes unwanted background sounds, such as the noise of a vacuum cleaner. The microphone on Nintendo Switch 2 can also pick up sounds from the console itself. It picks up a buzz from the Nintendo Switch 2 console's air vent. Okay. The air vent is positioned right next to the microphone, so it ends up being much louder than a person's voice. With the chip, this loud noise is completely erased. Cool. It even removes the snapping noise that you hear when you attach the Joy-Con controllers to the console. Huh. It's been designed to eliminate as much external noise as possible so that others can hear you. That's awesome. Console chip is designed to make your voice easier to hear is to remove certain sounds. It removes game sounds that the microphone picks up from the TV or the console's speakers. Okay. If it didn't do this, it would be hard to hear what's being said in the game chat as people talk back and forth. With so many different overlapping sounds, things can get a bit noisy. It does the best to remove these game sounds and prevent feedback. Although realistically, it can be all sorts of sounds coming out of a TV. These sounds can vary depending on the TV and specific setup in your house, so removing them can be difficult. For that reason, game sounds are also sent to the chip. The chip selectively removes the sounds based on the sound quality and acoustics. Okay. Console chip is designed to make your voice easier to hear. Balance sound levels. If some people talk more quietly than others, it can make them difficult to pick out. The chip automatically makes it so that each voice can be heard at roughly the same volume. That is pretty neat. Of course, some people are naturally going to sound louder, but in reality, voice volume differs depending on play mode. In handheld mode, the console will be close to you, delivering sound straight into the microphone. In TV mode, however, the console can be relatively far away, which means the microphone will pick up less. When other players are up close in handheld mode or sitting on the sofa far from TV mode, you're able to hear people's voices about the same volume, really. There's several people in front of the TV talking loudly. The chip will take account of their individual voices and balance out their volume. This thing is smart. That's pretty cool. And who says Nintendo can't do is always falling behind in the console market with all their stuff? Complete rubbish. Because there's nothing from Sony or Microsoft that does that. Okay. Which could put... Okay. Sound is not removed to provide a more enjoyable experience. So they don't remove clapping. So actually, no. Yeah. This is designed to make your voice easy to hear, but removes a buzzing sound from the Nintendo Switch console that will always be audible. This comes from the fan. Feedback. Or is it playback? Shit. Passes out which people are talking in game chat. Volume of their voices. I think I probably got the other one wrong. Booyah! Let's go. A flawless victory. Okay. Boom. Right. Haven't done this one yet. Game cards. Yes, the red game cards. All of which I actually have instead of buying the actual game cards that, yeah. If you were to take a peek inside the Nintendo Switch 2 game card, you would see it's quite different. Data can read in a new way. Assuming a buffer size of 4 megabits on the system side, its read speed is about 5 times fast as that of a Nintendo Switch game card. Some games may be doing more in the background than just loading. So it doesn't mean that a game will actually load 5 times as fast. Nintendo Switch 2 game cards have a greater total capacity than Nintendo Switch game cards. The contents of those game cards are quite different. There are 2 different colors of game card. Nintendo Switch game cards are black, while the red ones, 2 ones are red. They look particularly the same in terms of size and shape. Actually, there's one more difference. The Switch 2 game card has a notch to the right of its connector. When a game is inserted into the card slot, the Switch 2 console checks to see if the game card has a notch. This is the difference between Nintendo Switch 2 cards and 1 cards. Ah! The console changes the way it reads the data based on this factor. So that would explain... Well, actually, no, it probably wouldn't. I was going to go and do this for a second. Because this was a cool thing I found after kind of re-getting Zelda, because I got both Zelda games for the I got the Switch One. I got the Switch One cartridge, but because I got the upgrade packs, because I got them for free because I had a membership, it actually recognizes it's the Switch 2 edition, even though I have a Switch One card. It's freaking neat, that is. Anyway, yeah, that probably explains that a little bit. Actually, I don't know if it's how I explained it as I thought, but yeah, there's a game card slot. It doesn't just take red game cards. It also takes, yeah, which is what I just said. With some exceptions, probably very like small ones, games that no one really plays, like the really obscure ones, I guess. That really just proves what I just showed, actually. All right. Let's go. King card. Capacity, I think. What's the purpose of a notch that can be found on Switch 2 game cards? The console used to determine the game type. Both Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 game cards. Booyah! Let's go. Right. I think that's everything except for a couple of things we still need to find on here. So let's have a look. Find anything. I thought this would have been a thing because this is like it's like the connector into the other Joy-Con, but that's probably to be on the other Joy-Con then. If you zoom out, I think, yeah, look, it has the dock there and the controller there. We haven't even done the controller yet. That's neat. Right. So we need to find. It's probably on the screen because I think I've been kind of all the way around. It's probably like down here then, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Is this other stuff? No? I don't... Now that I think about it, I wonder if there isn't really anything on the screen. There's a guy down here. Can we go down there? Wait. Can we go down here? Look. Aha! That helps. Right, now we're doing this. So now we can probably pick this up here. Here we go. Magnetic connector. Yep. Alright, so there's definitely one on the other side. And then wherever the other one is. Last bit. So then what is missing after this? Got one more. Oh, there's another lost item. We need to go back to the original area. Is it the screen? It's the... Ah, here we go. The touch screen. There we go. Now we've unlocked the path to the red Joy-Con, which will probably be almost exactly the same, except for a couple of differences, like the chat button, for example. Ah. Ah. Oh, shit. There we go. Two pieces of lost property lying around the exhibition grounds. Can we take this lift? No. Okay. So that's probably to lead to the... So where does that lead? I don't see the Pro Controller anywhere. Which is... Ah. I was heading the wrong way. I was heading towards the Joy-Con controller, as it were. Alright, here it is. Oops. Boom. Let's go. Okay. Fast travel. Right. Joy-Con right area. So, D-pad. X button. Y button. B button. And the A button. And there's also the other buttons here. Let's do the left stick first. NFC touch point. You can hold an amiibo here to scan it. I forgot about that. It's just a bit unfortunate that the Joy-Cons seem to still have the drift sticks instead, but thankfully right now I haven't had that problem. Oh, now I've said that. Now I've said that I could actually, like, completely jinxed myself there. Magnetic connector? Boom. Player LED. Oh yeah, the lights, yep. Okay. Release button. Ooh. Mouse foot. It's quiz. Those are various factoids related to the mouse sensor. Okay. Invisible light. The mouse sensor doesn't just have a camera. It also has a light. The light it produces, invisible to the naked eye, is called an infrared light and used to illuminate surfaces such as table or on your lap. Really? Yeah, it does. Kind of. It may become visible when viewed through a smartphone or camera. Really? I kind of want to test that right now. I'm going to do that. Let's see. Camera. Yeah, it does. It actually does. Huh. That's pretty neat, actually. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. Now that's neat. Custom lens. In most computer mice, the camera in mouse focuses on the surface immediately in front of it. Case for the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Because with the strap attached, there is slightly more distance between the camera and the surface that the Joy-Con 2 is on. Okay. This is enough to blur the focus, preventing the camera from capturing the surface clearly. It needs to be able to focus with or without the strap. That's why it includes a custom lens. Oh, okay. We applied 2 small sheets. These sheets are called mouse feet. Next to the mouse feet, Joy-Con 2 controllers are easy to move around, which they are. Suddenly, it's a mouse. Games can put the Joy-Con controllers and mouse controls to good use. For instance, you can have a game where the Joy-Con 2 would turn into a mouse simply by placing it on surfaces such as desk. Animal Crossing New Horizons does this. Lift it up again, it would revert back to usual controls. I wonder if any other game just does it. Like, I don't know whether it comes with like, there's a game that says like it supports mice or something. I'm not too sure. As long as the game is compatible with mouse controls, you can have games with this kind of functionality. Console analyzes the data from the mouse sensors and acceleratemometer. Fuck that. It uses data to check whether the Joy-Con controller is placed on a surface or being held in the air. Home menu also supports mouse controls. Really? Oh yeah, it actually does. I never knew that. Oh my god. How long have we had this? It's been about nearly like almost a year, 9 months, 10 months, and I'm just learning that now, apparently. Okay, fair enough. A long time ago, Nintendo used to sell its own mice. There was a Super SNES mouse in 1992. Wow. And the Nintendo 64 mouse was exclusive to Japan in 1999. And I never owned that. Incidentally, the mice of old used a ball which rolled around inside. Yes? Nowadays, mice are far easier to use. There's no need to roll balls around all over the place. Yeah, I remember those. I wonder what the mouse would have used for the SNES games then. This is a camera the following is a mouse equipped with. Ultrasonic microphone. An ultra thing toilet, I think it said. The mouse sensor on a Joy-Con 2 controller was customized more than an ordinary mouse. The lens? In the image shown, what role do 2 sheets play on the controller? They make the Joy controller slide more easily. They prevent water from getting in. I think it slide more easily. You can turn a Joy-Con 2 into a mouse by simply placing it on a flat surface of the desk, but how can you turn it back into a normal controller? Contact Nintendo. I think it's just lifted. think that's what it said. Might have got that wrong. Which uses Nintendo Cellar Mouse 1992. Booyah! Let's go. Right. Let's see. What else have we got? Oh, what's this? The mouse sensor. Boom. There's the LS button down here. Or the SL. We need 50 coins for that demo, by the way. Things for that demo, by the way. Lower mouse foot. And here's another quiz. Then further facts about the magnetic controllers. Connectors, sorry. A tiny gap between the console and the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Okay. Ooh. Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to Nintendo Switch console. The magnets in the console's main body attract the SL and SR buttons. There are a couple of reasons. It makes the Joy-Con 2 controllers harder to detach. SL and SR will pop out ever so slightly when being pulled by the magnets. This means that they can stick snugly into the magnets. And some of those can wiggle a bit in various directions, which makes the controllers more difficult to detach. Okay. The console has more hidden openings on it, like this one here. Oh. These openings give magnetics room to stick out. The openings are covered with a sheet of material that's around 0.2 millimeters thick. You see this sorry excuse for a sandwich? The bread should be 3/4 of an inch thick. And if I was that hungry, I don't know how long I would last. I'd rather be dead. It's like at least. Extra matters when it's attached to a stronger force. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I thought of thick, and it was like that whole rant from Professor Pickle just popped into my head. So the sheets are coming, they're so thin. Okay. If you look closely where each Joy-Con detaches to the console, you'll notice a very narrow gap, which I do. It's actually a very important reason for it. It makes it harder to accidentally detach the controller. Without this gap, if you tried to twist the Joy-Con 2, the principle of leverage would make it easier to detach. Even though this gap is small, it serves an important function. If you attach your Joy-Con 2 controllers to this console, you might feel a little hesitant about the strength of the console's physical connectors. You might think they look a bit unstable. You can rest assured the connectors have been designed to safely used for a long time. Those colored parts on the Joy-Con 2 controllers slot filling into the console. Oh yeah, okay. Whereas the connectors on the console and the controllers are only loosely attached. This will be enough to connect them, however. Even if you try to twist it, it's attached to the console, which we do not recommend. The force will first be applied to the colored parts of the connectors. This means it's difficult to apply force to the loosely attached physical connectors, and it's purely for reference. Even if someone does manage to forcefully twist the Joy-Con 2 attached to the Nintendo console, there's still actually a little bit of leeway for the connectors to move around. And so in the direction they twisted in, it's hard to apply force to them. Only, for information, only action is not recommended. Indeed. Alright. Booyah. Let's do this. I stick out a bit, don't they? I got that wrong. 0.2, I think. a little harder to detach. It's loose because of all the twisting. Yes! Right. That one. So the home and game chat button. I think that could be all of them after this. No, there's two more. Here's quiz. HD Rumble 2. Oh, okay. It's a different one. Yep, Insights 2. Okay. There's another one of these again. Nintendo Switch 2's console HD Rumble 2 features are quite versatile. It can produce various vibration patterns. Okay. It's got complex vibration patterns. All features. Okay. It also reproduce realistic sensations. So yeah, it is haptic feedback. In a sense. It's very responsive. As soon as the game sends out a signal to make the controller or controllers rumble, the highest intensity of rumble can be reached very quickly. Okay. Do more than just curate vibrations, it can also make sound. Which is true. Speakers produce sound by vibrating a soft plate. Yep. Yep. Nintendo and Rumble 1. Nintendo is making controllers that feature Rumble for a long time. The Nintendo 64 had a Rumble pack in 97. Did I own this? I don't think I did, but I knew about it. I knew about it, but I don't think I ever owned it when I had a 64. The GameCube controller did. Yeah, I think it did. That's true. Wii Remote did. Gamepad did. Joy-Cons to the Switch 1 did. Pokeball Plus for Nintendo Switch in 2018. Do I remember that? Was that for Pokemon Go? I had Rumble controllers and accessories for a long time in order to enhance players' gaming experience. So, Sony, basically, and what they did with their controllers. Let's go. So yeah, they started 2 years after the PlayStation came out. Now everyone does it. Not exactly new or revolutionary. Very complex one. Could be the other one. Rumble 2 is more responsive, I would have thought. The instrument produces sounds by causing what? Joy-Con controllers. Yeah. Since when has Nintendo been making controllers with the Rumble N64? Funny how it had a SNES console control there. Let's go. Boom. Alright. So, are we done? We've got to find two more of the right Joy-Con area. There might be at the end here. Or we might have to go down in a lift. There's one. Booyah. And there's the other one. Booyah. Let's go. Right, so now where do we go? Oh, I can go over there now with the sticker. Look. Harry D. This is pretty neat, man. You know, with Samsung Area C, Joy-Con 2 area yet? Yes, sir. Nice. We'll go down the ladder and go to the next area, Area D. We head down, I have an important safety message. Regardless of how badly you may want to see the inside of any devices, such as the game console or controllers, don't open or dismantle them yourself. Doing so could pose a safety risk. Instead of you observe the interior's contents for the safety to this welcome tour. That reminds me of a video that I saw on a PlayStation 2 demo disc. I may have mentioned this before, but I had a video of on a PlayStation 2 demo disc of someone that actually ate the PlayStation 2. That was actually a true thing. So I'm actually going inside the Joy-Con stuff. Look at this. Ha! Wow. Now this is cool. The inner area. This is really neat. So the inner C button. What's this? Oh, I want to go to the sticks for sure, the Joy-Con sticks for sure. I want to see what they say about the sticks. Oh, there's a hat. You can actually go even further in that. Oh, look at that. There's a golf. A couple of quizzes. That's pretty handy for when you want to return to a previous area. Okay. Ugh. Where's the stick? Is here? Is it here? I want to see what they said about the stick, but I don't think they did that. Oh. Okay, so here's the buttons. Boom. Alright, we've got about 4 more left to find. Oh no, okay. Those 4 could be on the level in the ladder. Oh, the Joy-Con 2 chip. Huh. I thought these would have something. Oh, wait. HD Rumble 2. These parts can produce strong responsive vibration. Now this is neat. Multiple north and south poles in the HD Rumble 2 parts. There's history of rumbling cartridges and more. Number vibrations require strong magnetic forces. Magnets are stronger than magnets used in Nintendo Switch 1. Magnets aren't just strong. The normal magnetic consists of two poles, north and south. But the magnets used for the HG2 Rumble have multiple north and south poles. Okay. If the Rumble is too strong, things get a little noisy. Buttons and other parts may rattle into each other. This isn't ideal. So we took various measures to ensure that it's not too noisy. We used special adhesive tape to keep everything secure. We did our best to prevent any gaps from forming during Rumble. Our goal was for you to feel the vibrations as much as possible without too much rattling. See, I often think the haptic feedback when you use the DualSense controller or the PlayStation 5 and use the mic, one thing I've noticed is it picks up a lot of the haptic feedback that's being used with the controller. But they've never addressed that for some reason. What is the cartridge? These are the precursor to modern day video game cards. Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy and Pokemon Game Boy Color in '99. WarioWare Twisted for Game Boy Advance. Oh, okay. These are the things. Joe Dozer in 2005. Nintendo DS ROM Pack in 2006. Oh, okay. Huh. I didn't actually know that. Okay. Quiz time. So, cell poles. Good, in place. Making them fly away. And a bit of other parts. In the past, Nintendo made something pictured here that could vibrate. Game cartridge. Booyah! Let's go. Okay. Around it and why the LNR buttons were made longer. Huh. Bigger but still easier to use. As you may have already noticed, the Switch 2 console is larger than the original one. For that reason, the Joy-Con 2 controllers are also larger than the Joy-Con 1s. But if all we did was make the controllers bigger, we felt that they would end up becoming harder to use. So we made the number of adjustments to make sure that the new size wouldn't hinder their functionality. For example, making the Joy-Con 2 controllers bigger meant that it would be harder for some players to reach the L and R buttons with their fingers. See, with me, I don't think that would have been a problem, because my fingers are quite long anyway. But for shorter handed people, people with smaller hands rather, that would make sense. To extend the length of these buttons, another issue was that the corners of the bottom of the controllers were pressed into your hands. We solved this by rounding off these corners more, smoothing out the angle. Okay. In addition to these changes, we also tested various button positions millimeter by millimeter to make them easier for you to press. In short, you shouldn't run into any issues with the larger Joy-Con 2 controllers. Huh. They're designed to be easy to use, even for people with smaller hands. Huh. Well, my fingers are huge, so it's not really my hands, it's more my fingers, they're very long. We extended the length of the L and R buttons. That's how I'm using them right now. This makes the buttons easier to press even when you're using mouse controls. It feels satisfying no matter where you press them. So we built two shafts, each containing a spring. I then press the L button in various spots to see how it feels. L and R, right? Oh, it's these ones. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of do feel that, yeah. Huh. I am actually doing this. The new C button. Introducing the C button. With it, you can quickly access the game chat menu. It might make you think that it behaves like the A or B button. It's actually similar in function to the home button, which we know. Alright. Nice and the Joy controllers now change shape to fit the size of your hands, if only. Larger. How the larger unknown buttons on the Joy can be modified to ensure they feel satisfying to press. A pleasant sound now plays. Springs and shafts, I think. Yes. New activation is the C button. Boom. Let's go. Alright. I don't think we did some of the a couple of the quizzes up here, so we'll go and do that. Still need to find whatever these things are. If they do anything at all. Here we go. The NFC touch point. That was for amiibos, right? I mean, once upon a time they had a bunch of amiibos, but I think they got lost in a move. So, yeah, that sucked. I don't think they were really a bigger miss, though, to be fair. The Joy-Con 2 contains a computer. The Nintendo Switch 2 controllers are called Joy-Con 2 controllers. They're more than just controllers. Each Joy-Con 2 contains its own computer that's capable of many functions. It has memory for storing data, for instance. Really? It also compiles data from various sources. This includes data from the Joy-Con 2 controller's buttons, control stick, and mouse sensor, as well as from Amiibo. See, I get the Amiibo thing, but all the other stuff, like, that's new. You can then send this data back. I'm just playing Fortnite for the Nintendo Switch. Does that mean he's playing the Switch version, or just the Switch in general? I'll have to look at that later. You send this back to the Nintendo via Bluetooth. Really? I receive rumble data from the console, which allows... as you can see... Okay. That's pretty cool. The accelerometer. So built-in... Use to detect the which direction how far you've moved the Joy-Con controller. To get a little more technical, the accelerometer determines the direction and strength of the force acting upon the controller. So as I'm moving it, it's doing something. I guess. Gravity is a type of force that pulls all things on the planet downwards. The accelerometer is going to tell which way is down. Combined with the gyroscope, which knows in which direction you've turned the controller and how much, adds to quite a lot of info. In games where you need to move the Joy-Con 2 controller, it can tell how you've moved it. So it's a Wiimote. It's a Wiimote. It's basically very similar to the Wiimote, right? So there's no... If that's the case, then there's no reason why Nintendo can't have a Wii Virtual Console on this. Right? I mean, it could be a bit difficult in other ways, but certainly in Control, I think they could do... Like I said, I think they could really do it. That's what I mean. I don't mean they're going to do it. You know, they have to. But I'm just saying, if they wanted to, and they just wanted to use the Joy-Cons as the Wiimote and Nunchuck, they could probably do that. I said that in my Mario Kart playthrough, I think. Mario Kart 8 one. Control by how much? Gyroscope can't tell which direction the controller was facing to begin with. Before the game starts, it takes note of its own orientation for reference, and uses its own time to check which way is down. It sets to predict how the Joy-Con controller is turned and which direction it's currently facing. So they do pretty much work like Wiimotes. If Nintendo wanted to have a Wii Virtual Console, they could probably do it. Alien technology. What's the Joy-Con's controller able to tell today's weather? Oh my god. What can the Joy-Con 2 gyroscope tell you about the controller itself, if it's dizzy or not? It's telling you which way, I think. It could be the other one. Oh no. Cool. Sweet. Right. Boom. So, what else we got? We're one thing short. Where is this? See, I would have thought it was here, but... Check did come up a little bit there. Or was that here? Probably there, wasn't it? Where is this last thing? I would have thought it was like here, because I think that's where the stick is. The inner parts of the R button, Z button, and release should be somewhere around here. Only managed used to make it rumble. But mommy is learning a lot today too. Oh. I know, me too. Oh, here it is. The battery. Oh, the battery. That makes sense. It opens now this lift. Let's see where that lift will take us. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, down here is kind of based on where Nintendo is actually based. Where was that? Was it across here? I don't think it was there. There it is. I wonder if he was supposed to actually go into the area E is the exit area while taking the lift down and start walking. We'll get there eventually. No controllers like this to use the mouse and stick controls. Oh yeah. I wonder what games you can play that way. Yeah, I forgot you could do it like that. So I guess that's the end of the game. Didn't seem to stop playing the minigame back there. Huh. That's, is that the strap? Oh, it's the strap area. So now we're on the straps. Neat. So now we've moved on to the straps. So I think we're literally going to explore the entire thing. Oof, alright. We've just reached the 2-hour mark. That went a bit longer than I thought. I think I am going to finish this. And what I'm going to do is just going to upload the entire thing. Because, you know, it's, I didn't actually intend to actually do it so long, but I'm actually quite enjoying this, actually. You know the part when I said that, you know, I wasn't really sure about having to pay for it? Actually, I think that's actually been warranted. Actually, I think that's actually been warranted, because you do and learn, you can do and learn so much in this game. Well, not the game, but this whole thing. You know, I'm trying to think. You know when I said earlier that I don't think any game company has ever done anything to this extent? I think that might be still true. I don't remember, like, PlayStation or Xbox doing it. But one thing I do remember is a demo disc that had, like, a demo, I think, of a game engine. And it was just running around as a dinosaur, like, seeing, like, moving around a dinosaur on the spot and doing movements and stuff. That's the one thing I remember. This is kind of, like, way beyond that, obviously. But yeah, we'll be back to finish this for sure. I want to keep going eventually, so I'll probably end the part here, and we'll do another kind of big long one, because like I said, I don't anticipate this game being very long, although we've been here for 2 hours. So it's quite a unique experience, actually. I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, we'll carry on and we'll pick it up from here.